In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on June 14, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Oakland Athletics versus Boston Red Sox. The Oakland A's take on the Boston Red Sox Tuesday evening in a meeting of American League opponents. This is the opener of a 3-game set at Fenway Park. Oakland is coming off a series loss at Cleveland and has been on a devastating downward spiral, entering as losers of 11 of their last 12. The Red Sox, on the other hand, have been heating up, entering after a series win against Seattle that stamped a 9-2 stretch. Jared Koenig gets the ball for the A's in this one. He will face off against Nick Pivetta for Boston. The Athletics are 20-45 in their last 65 games as an underdog and are 15-36 in their last 51 overall. The Oakland Athletics are also 15-36 in their last 51 games on grass. The Red Sox are 6-0 in their last 6 when their opponent allows 5 runs or more in their previous game. The Red Sox are also 5-0 in their last 5 games as a favorite and are 5-0 in their last 5 games following an off day. Nick Pivetta has allowed 1 run or less in 5 of his last 7 starts. One of those 2 starts in which he did not continue this trend was his last appearance against the Angels. Pivetta allowed 4 runs on 6 hits in 5 innings in Anaheim last week and set a season high of 11 strikeouts. Although his stat line doesn't look great besides the double-digit strikeouts, he was failed by his relievers. Pivetta allowed the first 2 Angels batters to reach on walks in the 6th inning and was then pulled. But that ended up being a costly move, as the Angels then hit a 3-run home run off a Boston relief pitcher. The Canadian's recent success was slightly random, since his underlying metrics did not suggest he was due for positive regression, but he is the pitcher to back in this matchup. The Athletics roster has a .95 batting average and a .115 xBA with a 34.8% strikeout rate in 46 plate appearances against Pivetta. That includes Pivetta's 7 scoreless innings 2 weeks ago in Oakland, in which he allowed just 2 hits with 7 strikeouts. The Braves gave Jared Koenig a warm welcome to the majors last week with the first loss of his big league career. The lefty allowed 4 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings during a 13-2 slaughter by the Braves. It was no surprise that Atlanta hit well against Koenig, since he was making his MLB debut, but also because the Braves are one of the best southpaw hitting teams in baseball. The Braves rank 2nd in OPS against left-handed pitching, and not too far down are the Red Sox, who rank 7th. Boston is 11-4 against left-handed starting pitchers in 2022 and should continue their success against Koenig and the horrendous Oakland bullpen. In the last 2 weeks, the Athletics bullpen has a 7.55 ERA and 5.78 Fahrenheit IP, which both rank 30th in their respective categories. The Oakland Athletics should fall again in this one, as Boston is superior in this matchup, so the Boston Red Sox to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While its overall 103 WRC plus is only middle of the pack, Boston's lineup has been much better over the last month, as Trevor Story has also been hitting well to give the Red Sox a fearsome top half of the order. Oakland's bullpen now has the 4th worst ERA in baseball, including a horrendous mark of 8.49 over the last 14 days, as some of its young arms have hit the wall. Going from the spacious Ring Central Coliseum to hitter-friendly Fenway Park will help Oakland score some more runs this series, while Bethancourt and Lorino are both hitting well lately to at least give the offense a jolt. Expect Boston to do most of the damage against a rookie starter and a slumping bullpen en route to an over here. Jared Koenig had solid minor league numbers, but they didn't carry over in his first major league start. On the flip side, Nick Pivetta's pitched well in spots, but I'm still not sold on him overall. All in all, I think this ends up being a higher scoring game that finishes in double digits. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Pittsburgh Pirates versus St. Louis Cardinals. Pittsburgh will play the 2nd game of its doubleheader at St. Louis on Tuesday night. The Pirates entered the series on a 6-game losing streak While St. Louis had lost 4 of its last 6 games, the Pirates have lost 6 straight games in their last 4 road games. They have struggled offensively during their slump, scoring only 11 runs in their last 5 games. Expect their offensive struggles to continue in this game because they don't hit the ball very well against right-handers and they haven't had a lot of success against McCullers, who gave up 8 runs in his last 4 starts against them. He gave up 2 runs when he faced them in May and will keep their offense in check once again. The Cardinals have won 7 of their last 9 home games and they've been on a roll offensively, scoring 13 runs in their last 3 games. Pittsburgh's pitching staff is one of the worst in the league and they play worse on the road, giving up more than 5 runs per game, and will have a hard time slowing down the Cardinals. The Pirates send Wilson to the mound and he has been awful this season, sitting with a 7.53 ERA. The Cardinals' offense has been strong all season and they are going to go over their season average. So the St. Louis Cardinals money line is our full game side pick. St. Louis tends to light up the scoreboard against division opponents, going over the total in 7 of its last 10 games. The Cardinals have also gone over in 4 of their last 6 games as favorites. They are set up to possibly cash the over by themselves in this contest. Wilson is being called up from the minors to make a spot start. Any pitcher who is being demoted from this terrible Pittsburgh rotation is not someone to be backed in the betting market, particularly against a strong offense. McCullers had allowed 10 earned runs in his 2 starts prior to his most recent one. The Pirates are averaging 3.43 runs per game and 3.25 runs per game on the road. They averaged 3.67 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Cardinals, with St. Louis giving up 3.8 runs per game at home. The Pirates will hit their average in this game. The Cardinals are averaging 4.72 runs per game and 4.7 runs per game at home. They average 9.33 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Pirates. With Pittsburgh giving up 5.39 runs per game on the road, the Cardinals will score enough runs to push the score over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Astros versus Texas Rangers. The Houston Astros and Texas Rangers continue their interstate battle on Tuesday night. The Astros come into the series in a familiar position in the American League West, first place. Surprisingly, however, the Rangers find themselves in second place in the division despite being under .500 at the moment. The pitching matchup for Tuesday night will be right-hander Jose Urquidy of the Astros versus Dane Dunning of the Rangers. Houston is 23-7 in their last 30 Tuesday games and 27-11 in their last 36 as a favorite. The Astros are 26-12 in their last 38 overall. Meanwhile, the Rangers are 8-0 in the last 8 in Game 2 of a series and 5-2 in their last 7 Tuesday games. The over is 5-2 in Texas' last 7 as a home underdog. Houston is 6-2 against Texas heading into Monday night's game, taking 3 out of 4 in both Silver Boot series this season. Furthermore, the Astros have hit Dunning pretty well, going 14-43 against him with 2 home runs and a double. Altuve is 2-2, Alvarez is 3-6 with a homer, Yuli Gurriel is 3-6 with a double, and Kyle Tucker is 3-5 with a home run. While Urquidy isn't putting together a great year, he has performed relatively well against the Rangers. He holds them to a .263 average over 57 at-bats, and the big 3 bats of Corey Seager, Semien, and Adolis Garcia are a combined 5-22. Semien has all 5 hits at 5-13. It's also worth mentioning that if Urquidy is struggling, Houston boasts the best bullpen in baseball in terms of ERA at 2.63. All things considered, I'm confident that the Astros can get it done tonight as they have the more talented roster and have a Texas number this year. So the Houston Astros money line is our full game side pick. Houston has been a more powerful hitting team on the road this season and will be facing a pitcher that they've had past success with and that has given up the long ball this season. I expect big games from the left-handed duo of Alvarez and Kyle Tucker in this game. If Altuve and Bregman can prove to be effective table setters in this one, this could be a high-scoring Astros affair. In Urquidy's last 6 starts, the Astros are 4-2 to the over. Meanwhile, in Dunning's last 3 losses, he has surrendered 14 runs and 26 hits. 9 runs is a little high, but considering the starting pitching matchup that is scheduled, I think it's appropriate. I touched on the head-to-head numbers for Houston earlier, so I think they'll be able to score at least 6 runs in this game. Not only do they have the stats, I always think it's worth mentioning how experienced this lineup is. This team crushes fastballs, and Dunning utilizes fastballs on 49.9% of his pitches. They've been able to get to Dunning in the past, and I expect tonight will be no different. On the flip side, Urquidy hasn't been reliable this season for the Astros. He's pitched 10.1 innings this month and has a 6.1 120 ERA and 1.65 WHIP. The Rangers' offense has been heating up with Semion's bat finally coming alive. So look for Texas to put up several runs in this game as well. This will most likely be a high-scoring affair, particularly for the Astros though. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.